Did you know that you have the power to change the feeling of a room simply by changing the color of the walls? And further, how satisfying would it be to know that you can create a professional look without hiring professional help? Hello, I'm Cynthia Corbett, and after being insecure about painting a room, I had decided to experiment and have fun with color in my second home, which is where we are filming now. After 8.5 years, I have literally painted almost every room in this house at least once. And I want to share with you what I've learned through experience and through research to inspire you to create your own personal space. During the minutes that follow, I will help you achieve a professional and personal look by providing instructions related to painting, such as where do you start, what to consider before choosing a paint color or theme. Secondly, choosing the right color. Third, what is the most effective way to be considered prior to paint application. And finally, what are the most effective steps in the paint application process itself? It's mentioned on a website called squiddo.com. There are several aspects you need to consider before you begin even choosing a color. The first thing is get to know yourself. What colors do you like? Get to know your space. What color is your floor? What size is the room? What type of lighting do you have? Do you have natural lighting, or a lot of that, or do you have artificial lighting and a lot of that? My kitchen, for example, has dark wood and it has dim lighting or natural lighting, so I had to choose a color of yellow, for example, that was a little brighter and more cheery to make the room more cohesive. Finally, consider function and look. Home Depot describes different types of paint you want to consider based on the type of room and the function of the room that you have. The first one is a flat or matte paint, which is good for low traffic areas, such as a living room or dining room. Secondly is eggshell or satin. That's one of my favorites. It is a low sheen, but it provides an elegant look, and it's versatile in almost any room of the house. Next is semi-gloss. Semi-gloss paint is a little shinier than satin, but it provides good moisture prevention. So if you have a kitchen or a bathroom, it's perfect for that. And finally, there's gloss paint, which has a high sheen, and it's perfect for trims and doors and crown moldings. Now, it is known that colors affect our moods in different ways. The color wheel, which I have here that my daughter painted for me, this is a section of a color wheel, does demonstrate the different types of colors that we can utilize or schemes. Just a quick run through. Warm and cozy colors, if you want to bring that into a room, you want to consider reds and oranges and yellows. If you would like a soothing, calm color, you may want to consider greens and blues. And finally, violet brings serenity as well as some romance. Next, we also have neutral colors, which I like a lot because they bring a cohesive look to a room, but they also provide some classic or classy looks that you can pretty much blend anywhere. Then you have the monochromatic look. You can choose several colors within a color hue, such as light and medium and dark blue, all into one room, and then that provides a look that's stylish and pleasant. For illusions, if you want to make your room appear larger, you'll want to go with the paler or lighter colors on the walls. If you want a more cozy room, you want to choose warm red colors or dark neutrals. If you want to make a ceiling look higher, you'll paint it lighter than the walls, or just the opposite effect. If you want to bring a ceiling down, paint it darker than the walls. Now, prior to paint application, you want to gather all your necessary tools, particularly your rollers, bristles, brushes, paint trays, painting tape, cloth, and you want to remove any hardware on your wall, such as light switch plates. You want to move larger furniture to the center. You want to repair holes in walls. You want to sand the rough areas and wipe them down with a cloth. And you want to finally use painter's tape to trim all of the crown molding, the trim, the doorways, and the windows. That will give you a finished professional look that works every time. In order to provide a smooth and quality finish to the walls, you actually first need to start with a primer. In doing so, you provide a more adherence to the wall with the paint. The best option that I have found that I love is I get a paint that actually has primer already in it. So when it goes on, it goes smooth, it's seamless, and it just takes 2 coats. Next, you want to use a systematic approach. You might want to start with the top. I usually take a small bristle brush and I go around the edge, and then I use a small roller brush to go and smooth that out. And then I finally work in the middle, and I start from the top and work down. You'll want to use W or M strokes so that you make sure you don't have the vertical laps that are left when you finish. That provides more coverage, and it looks nicer. After that, allow the first coat to dry, and even if it looks like it does need a second coat, always put a second coat, because otherwise you'll have areas that might appear patchy after it dries completely, and the second coat just makes it look finished and polished. Okay, now that I've given you the basic tools, remember you can create a personal and professional look on your own by choosing the right colors and using the proper techniques. These can be done by knowing where to start, choosing the right colors for your desired look, applying the most effective steps prior to paint application, and of course applying effective steps in the paint application itself. And finally, I hope that these tips and tools for color and painting will empower and inspire you to create your own unique spaces in your homes. And remember, the possibilities are endless. Thank you.